side of Easyhoon. As we can see, they both are using the flash teleports this time. No one going terribly aggressive with an ignite. No one really wanting to risk that because you have to get up in each other's faces, and both of these guys want to stay as at range as possible. So you can see Wraith already getting poked down by some poison. Easyhoon going to go ahead and use his first charge from his crystalline flask as well. Just continually firing off these noxious blasts.
Now, you'll notice Wraith playing a very complicated lane matchup here versus the minions. He's not actually caring too much about Easyhoon here. It's just Piltover Peacemakers through the minion wave. He'll hit some... Oh man, that headshot onto Easyhoon is gonna hurt. You'll notice Easyhoon with 32 armor, so that's just the standard amount of armor runes. Nothing early. It's gonna take full damage when Wraith decides to hit him, or at least the damage that you'd expect to see. Whereas earlier on, we've seen a couple of big tank matchups. I think that was our first series, Frozen versus Wolf, where Wolf ran like full tank Scion. Yeah. So Easyhoon going to be opting, of course, for the more aggressive options. Will he be able to trade effectively here versus Wraith? Keep in mind, it's flash teleport for both players, so no ignites, no exhausts, no barriers. Just looking for the flash to either get in more aggressively and chase the other guy down, or play that more defensively and flash out of range. You can't flash away from an ace in the hole though, so might have been better off for the barrier for Easyhoon, just because that is a big win condition that Caitlyn loves to go for.
Yeah, I also think it's worth noting here that none of these players in this tournament are able to use crit runes in their build. So Wraith here playing completely off of his base damage, not able to get any type of headshot crits. Until he goes back and gets some sort of crit item. So
that feel when you walk into lane, crit somebody off of a headshot, and just win. So
yeah,
unfortunately, not going to happen. This is where you see him go back to base and completely destroy our caster predictions and like buy a brawler's glove and just come back in lane and crit Easyhoon like 10 times in a row and win.
First buy Cloak of Agility.
Oh man,
let's get that 15% in.
I'm hype. Haven't seen any Yasuos so far, or else that might be a little bit more viable. But what's actually incredibly impressive for Easyhoon is that even with Wraith's ability to shove this wave in and the 650 auto attack range, Easyhoon is still actually hitting a fair amount of noxious blasts onto Wraith, and that's actually very important, not only just for the harass and the damage in lane, but oh my gosh, Wraith!
Wow, Wraith. Taken so low, forced to throw down that trap, trying to catch Easyhoon on the aggress, but wow, just being ripped right through by that Twin Fang. And as we can see, Easyhoon having an easy time with mana because of that refund, whereas Wraith just really burning through with every Piltover Peacemaker. Opts to go with the double Dorans and TP's back in.
You know what I just thought of, Achilles? What if you play Ashe in this matchup? That way you come with crit in your kit.
Crit built right in.
Yeah, it's like it's baked on in with the secret recipe. I don't know if maybe crit's the secret ingredient there. Haven't seen Ashe, and to be fair, Ashe in a 1v1 matchup would be absolutely terrible. So probably won't have to worry about that being played. Although I thought we wouldn't have to worry about champions like Leona being played. We've already seen her win games, so yeah. We've seen Braum versus Alistar matchups, so there are crazier things out there. But Easyhoon getting pressured underneath his turret, throws out the miasma, and is able to pick up most of that CS. Able to stay even in CS versus a Caitlyn in lane. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, doing a really good job. And as we see, Wraith already so low on mana, gonna be forced to use his potion here. Trying to get that back up. These Piltover Peacemakers just ripping right through his mana reserves, whereas Easyhoon just sitting quite well with his amount of mana and his harass. He is able to fire right back and trade evenly, if not better, than Wraith is currently doing.
I want to see players start to bring sweeping lenses with them, so that when their opponent puts down a ward, they can get an extra CS off of killing it. Of course, then they die because they're killing a ward, not killing the champion in lane, but you get the idea. It's the little things that matter sometimes. Speaking of little things, CS differential is starting to come out. Absolutely none. Dead even on CS, and I wouldn't have necessarily expected this, but Easyhoon, you can tell. Oh, and especially now that he's hit that first 100 stacks on his Serpent's aspect of the Serpent. There we go, the passive. Can actually give him a ton of sustain in lane, because every time he throws out a Twin Fang, he's going to heal about 10 to 12 HP off of it.
Yes, we can see Wraith now just hitting level 6. pops out that ace in the hole. Not doing too much. Easyhoon just potting right back up. These guys are just trading back and forth. Easyhoon, however, is sitting on the Petrifying Gaze. He might want to try to get in on that. Just throwing down some more Twin Fang harass. Poison comes out. Does he want to commit here? Nice 90 caliber net. Will save Wraith for now. But he is excruciatingly low, and yet again, out of mana. No TP, so if he recalls, this is a very big opportunity for Easyhoon to create some disparity in their CS.
First recalls is always a big sort of game of chicken. You're like, hey, I want to force you to recall first so that I can both deny you gold, minions, CS, and head back to base. So, big advantage if you can force your opponent out of lane. And, you know, with double Dorans, that's active sustain, not passive. So you actually have to be hitting minions in order to get that HP back. And now Easyhoon, with that more passive sustain, was able to just kind of sit through Wraith, shoving him into his turret. Now Wraith got just those double Doran's blades to help him CS here at turret. Easyhoon even able to land some of those Noxious Blasts behind the turret to keep that harass going on.
Yeah, you can see that Wraith is really playing so scared of Easyhoon. Easyhoon's moving into his auto attack range, and instead of trying to trade back, he's just completely running away, not even firing off a single shot on the Easyhoon. He's got that headshot. He's just forced to use it onto the minions instead of Easyhoon because he just doesn't want to get in for these poisons. He realizes that one ultimate could cost him his life and this series. He's in the hole out yet again, not doing too much. Just really rough time here for Wraith in this matchup.
And Wraith specifically is probably just going to want to stay in lane until his teleport comes back up and go back to base and probably grab, I think, 4 Doran's blades would be pretty good. But oh my gosh, Easyhoon. I think with a flash underneath turret, he would have been able to at least force out Wraith's flash, possibly even pick up a kill if he did it quickly enough with a Twin Fang.
Yeah, taking him so low. Fortunately for Wraith, he does have the teleport back up, so he's going to be able to get right back into the lane if need be. Might want to run this one out. No, actually, both TPs going to come out from both of these players right now. They want to get right back in.
But what's interesting for me is that Wraith actually decided to go for triple Dorans, not quad Dorans, and pick up a Null Magic Mantle. It's 100 gold more expensive, just about, but it's going to help a lot of you out this all-in potential that Easyhoon has. But man, Easyhoon just putting on the pressure. It's a little bit too difficult for Wraith to deal with.
Yeah, even with the Null Magic, he is just getting ripped through by Easyhoon, who is still holding onto that Petrifying Gaze, it looks like. And wow, a nice 90 caliber net will just take him to safety, but he is just getting absolutely decimated in these trades, being taken down to about 45% HP. Wraith just not having a good time in this last match of this series.
Yeah, continuing to get hit by those Noxious Blasts too, as Caitlyn, I feel like more so than almost any other champion, you have the ability to avoid that just by staying back and CSing at maximum range. But Easyhoon, once again, playing this matchup very, very aggressively. Not afraid to get within that 650 range, maybe take some harass, but dish out way more damage in return.
Yeah, this is starting to look very grim for Wraith. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to fire back too much in this matchup.
He is about 14 CS down, so unless he closes the gap in CS, all Easyhoon has to do is hit 100 CS and he wins with a 10 CS or greater advantage over his lane opponents. So for Wraith, he is kind of seeing the writing on the wall as this lane continues to get pushed into here. Easyhoon level 9. And what this allows Easyhoon to do, because he knows he's got the game in the bag as long as he just gets CS, is he can afford to, you know, use things like his ultimate, tank turret shots, do crazy stuff, as long as he gets enough CS coming back his way, because 8 CS in the future, Easyhoon wins the game.
Yeah. Let's see if it's going to come down to that CS play, or if somebody's going to be able to make a very aggressive play onto one another here.
Well, that's exactly what we just saw there with the Petrifying Gaze underneath the turret. Wraith forced the flash backwards, actually going to net into Easyhoon, and he's just going to kind of suicide. Or drop down, and the minions, last auto attack. Come on, you can do it. And the Twin Fangs, there we go.
There it is.
An 11-minute and 20-second victory for Easyhoon. We're gonna get the instant replay for action-packed analysis. Wraith going with the standing perfectly still strategy. It's a little bit off meta, but then Easyhoon counters it with a ward drop strategy of his own. It's a little bit like absolutely nothing. I've never seen that quite before, but throwing down the Twin Fangs there at the end and picking up what is a very methodical Game 3 victory versus Wraith.
Yeah, Wraith just, he knew that he wasn't going to be able to close that gap in time, so he says, you know what, I'll have a little bit of fun with it.